Joining me now, the CEO of the Pennsylvania Coalition of Public Charter Schools, Lenny McAllister. Lenny, explain something to me, because you're one of the sharper people we have on the show. Why do communists love to pass it on to kids? They want their mental illness to go into kids. Teachers love it. Parents love it. You see it all the time on social media. What is it? What's wrong with these people?
I think the better question to ask is, why do quasi-communists want to continue to push ideologies that benefit them through a capitalist system that's leaning on a little bit of communism and a little bit of capitalism? Look, the reason why you see some of the things that we're seeing in school districts across the country is the fact that there's a free market system that has allowed America to have the most robust economy in the world for the last several decades. And as a result, it provides an opportunity to have a diversity of political and educational thought, which unfortunately includes some of the things that we're seeing in schools right now. It's very ironic that they're pushing a certain ideology without understanding that they're standing on a platform that allows them to have free speech, which you wouldn't have in certain other countries, that allows them to have a diversity of thought, which they wouldn't have in certain other countries, that would allow their minority opinion to have weight and value that you only have in a democratic republic, which is the United States of America. Jesse, this is the reason why we have to go back to doing a better job of teaching civics in school, teaching a sense of Americanism in school, and showing kids of all colors and creeds that, yes, America has its flaws, but America is the greatest nation and the greatest example of good for many, many reasons, one of which is you have this platform upon which you can disagree peacefully.
Lenny, you're in Pennsylvania. Obviously, you're on the front lines of Pennsylvania. What kind of government overreach are you seeing there?
Right now, we have a governor that is, rather than working with the General Assembly and putting through legislation to impact public charter schools, he's now trying to push through regulation. It's basically a redo of the Obama years, where President Obama, toward the end of his tenure, said, I have a pen and I have a phone. As we well know, that's not what works in a democratic republic. And regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, when you hear the chief executive say they have a pen and they have a phone, that's not what you want or need from your government. As a result, right now, we have a governor that is already term limited out, that's more inclined to push through regulations that's going to hamper school choice for thousands of Pennsylvania families, versus coming to the negotiating table and working with the General Assembly and saying, okay, I've heard the voice of Pennsylvania families that want expanded school choice. This is what we need to do together. Unfortunately, this governor, and he has a track record of trying to do stuff unilaterally. It started particularly during the pandemic. It did not work out for Pennsylvanians when it came to the unemployment system, came to their jobs, came to their economy. Now he's trying to shift over to public education and public charter schools, and it was wrong last year. It's wrong now.
Lenny, I try to never use words like fair and unfair. The word is actually banned in my house. My kids are not allowed to use it. But I saw these numbers out of Baltimore, and I don't know of another way to put it, that some kids have to grow up this way. 41% of public high school students average less than a 1 GPA during this past school year. I wasn't exactly a scholar, and I blew out a 1. One public school had a student in the top half of his class with a .13 GPA, and they're spending $18,000 a student. Lenny, where's this money going, and how are we cheating such a huge portion of our population so badly?
Well, number one, the money, again, unfortunately, education more often than not is an industry for well-paying middle-class jobs than it is a vocation to help kids be the best that they can be in school and then further on in life. We're so caught up in social promotion. A lot of times in failing district schools, what you find is if a kid's not a behavioral problem and the parents seem to be okay, we'll continue to progress that kid from first to second, second to third, eighth to ninth, 11th to 12th, even if that kid's still stuck at a sixth grade reading level in 12th grade, even if that kid has dyscalculia and is not able to read numbers appropriately and it's been misdiagnosed or completely not diagnosed for years. Because the truth is, the system fosters good jobs. It's not fostering education. And as long as we continue to double and triple down on a system that was built for all the wrong reasons, again, people forget public education came about because parents needed to work and they needed someplace for their kids to go. It's built on a work day. It's not built on academics, which again goes back to why school choice and public charter schools make a difference, because they understand how learning needs to transpire in the 21st century. They're innovative in their approach, and they're actively responding to what parents need and what kids need. Unlike many of these broken school districts that are simply saying, well, a kid's not in in-house suspension, they're not bringing a gun into school, let's get them from 9th to 10th grade because at least they're not one of the bad kids. That's not good enough for our kids any longer, not in America.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.